Hi everyone. Hopefully you guys are keeping up with this discussion topic, and I hate to put David and Bandama on the spot, but they've given me a great teaching opportunity. And I started writing a reply to this thread, and it got to be about 3 paragraphs, and I needed some visuals, and I thought, alright, instead of writing a complicated long post that is going to be hard to understand, I'll just do a quick video and explain what I'm asking and what happens here. So every year, everybody falls in love with the F5. Everybody thinks the F5 is a great idea. And I think what people love is the idea of the F5. The idea of an F5 that automatically load balances your DICOM servers, and that's the system taking care of itself, less work for you, everything works great. It's when you actually start looking at where the F5 fits into the image acquisition flow, you may not like the F5 as much as you think you do. So let's consider how F5 might work. So let's say I've got CT1 and I've got X-ray 1 and I've got NukeMed 1 and ultrasound 1 and MRI 1, and I've got mammo 1. So I've got all these modalities, and I'm going to buy an F5 server. So let's see here. How about a pencil? All right. So here is my F5, and then over here are my DICOM servers, D1, D2, and D3, and D4. Right? So these guys all send to the F5, and then from there it parses things out to whichever DICOM server is least busy. It's all great until your DICOM server, your F5, not DICOM server, your F5 goes down, your whole system is down, right? Every modality is down because everything has to connect to the F5. Alright, well that's a stupid way of doing it. I got a better idea. Let's use 2 F5s. So let me go back here. Take these guys away. Alright, so I got an idea. We're going to use 2 F5s. Alright, so here's F5-1, and here is F5-2, and here's DICOM 1, here's DICOM 2, here is DICOM 3, and here is DICOM 4. So F5 number 2 works with these 2 DICOM servers, and F5-1 works with these 2 DICOM servers. Right? So then half my modalities send to this F5, and the other half send to this F5. Right. So if I lose this F5, okay, well, I'm not completely down, I'm just half down, right? So now half my modalities can't send. That's still going to be a big problem. Okay, well, that's not going to work. And also, this F5 maps to these two DICOM servers, right? It's only going to use these two DICOM servers. This F5 is only going to use these two DICOM servers. You can't have all the F5s connected to all the DICOM servers, because this F5 would direct some traffic to DICOM 1, and this F5 would direct some traffic to DICOM 1. So they're both using DICOM 1. That's not going to work. I may as well just have one F5. So again, not the best solution. All right. I know what to do. We'll go with 4 DICOM servers. We'll have, I keep saying DICOM, we'll have 4 F5s. We'll have F5 1, and we'll have F5 2, and we'll have F5 number 3, and we'll have F5 number 4. Then we'll have DICOM 1, and we'll have DICOM 2, and then we'll have DICOM 3, and then we'll have DICOM 4. And then we'll have this guy send to that, he can send to that, and this guy can send to that, and he'll send to that, and he can send to that, and he'll send to that, and he can send to that, he'll send to that, and then this one can go to this one, and this one can go to this one. Wait a second. Do I need 4 F5s sitting in front of 4 DICOM servers? No, I could just map the modalities right to the DICOM servers. I could just, if I had a bigger eraser tool, which I can probably find in here, but you get my point. Having all these F5s in a 1-to-1 ratio to DICOM servers sort of defeats the point. So, what you're going to end up with, if you're really a fan of F5 servers, right, is some combination of minimal F5 servers in front of your DICOM servers. And you're going to have to be enough of a gambler to accept that risk, right? So you're going to have maybe 2 F5s, right? And you're just going to have to accept this level of risk. And then behind them, you've got your DICOM servers. DICOM 1, DICOM 2, DICOM 3, DICOM 4, right? So this makes your troubleshooting harder. So if ultrasound goes down, you have to know that, hey, it sends to F5 number 2, and then from F5 2 it goes to either DICOM 3 or DICOM 4. So if, again, ultrasound 1 is down and you're trying to do some troubleshooting, you've got to remember or have a map or figure out, okay, I've got to check DICOM 3, I've got to check DICOM 4. If those are both up and running, then I got to check F5 2, and then I have to go back and check the modality. So you're going to have to trace that back through that whole process. So that's some of the reasons why F5s are optional components. You may not want to take that level of risk. And that's why F5s are good when they work, but they can be problematic when they don't, and having half your modalities not sending to PACS is a big problem. And while I have you here, I want to talk about DICOM servers. DICOM servers always come in pairs, right? So here you have DICOM server 1. Okay? Now over here in this little section of DICOM server 1, right over in here, yes, I did color outside the lines, you have all of the configuration file for DICOM 1. All of its settings, all the modalities that go to it, everything about that configuration is stored there. And all the log files, all the patient names that went through DICOM server 1 today are all stored in this log file. Now, here's the cool thing. The same thing happens for DICOM server 2. Its configuration files are stored right over here. There's its configuration file, and it has a log file of all the patients that went through it. Now guess what? That gets backed up on DICOM server 1. Right? So DICOM server 2's green configuration file and its log is backed up on DICOM 1, and the patient name file for DICOM 1 is backed up on DICOM 2, and so is its configuration file. So if DICOM 1 fails, it's down, no problem. I just turn it off, clear its memory, and make a new D1. And I go to D2 and I pull the configuration file and I stick it in there, and I pull the old log file, and boom, it's right back working again. So every DICOM server is backed up by another DICOM server. Its log files and its configuration files are backed up. 1 and 2 back each other up, 3 and 4 back each other up, 5 and 6 back each other up. So you have to have even numbers of DICOM servers. You can have 2 DICOM servers, you can have 4 DICOM servers, you can have 6 DICOM servers, you can have 8 DICOM servers. Can you have 5? Can you have 7? No, you cannot. You got to have even numbers of DICOM servers because they back each other up. And this is way long. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed my incredibly bad drawings.